Edward Richtofen, Project Janus, Cloning Clinical Study Report. Addendum, December 23rd, 1987. Not now, not so. Do not look at me with those big brown eyes. You cannot possibly know how I feel. Do you feel like a failure? No. I am the failure. When my son died, I was not there. I did not see the body. When Modi told me the new clone experiment had been successful, I was eager to see him for myself. That was foolish of me. His skin was thin, pale, sallow, but I still clung to hope. But this fragile vessel soon became a mere shadow of the boy. The soul I had hoped for, but still I needed to be with him, the way I was not there for Sammy. Over the coming weeks, every visit to the nursery brought more pain for both of us. His blood vessels began hemorrhaging. His muscles and tissue were rupturing. After 14 days, he was no longer even recognizable as human. It became clear that euthanasia would be a mercy, and I gave the order. I do not know what to do next. Perhaps Modi's biotechnology is not the right way to proceed. We are running low on DNA samples. I miss you so much, my son. Since my current projects are not bearing fruit, I may need something a little more esoteric. Perhaps it is time to talk to my own father and take his methodology more seriously. Prima materia. It's mentioned again and again in my father's research. A concept that goes back to the days of Aristotle, Anaxagoras, and beyond. Sam, can you define what prima materia is?
In modern parlance, it would be described as protomatter, a chaotic substance that can be structured into, well, anything. Just as stem cells can become any type of organic tissue, prima materia can become any type of energy or matter.
Precisely. The stuff dreams are made of. Or so father believed.
Well, he also believed in alchemy, demons, and magic.
All concepts that I never looked at through the lens of quantum physics, a failing I now seek to correct.
But why, Eddie? Assuming this substance even exists, how would you manipulate it? A magic wand? A philosopher's stone?
The Sentinel artifact. Father's notes identify it as the tool for shaping the building blocks of creation.
This is just a thought experiment, yes?
So was general relativity until it could be proven true.
Eddie, where is this line of inquiry leading? What would you make with it if you could? We are already creating new forms of energy here, and new life forms at the Terminus facility. Unless, are you considering...
That's enough for now, Sam. In fact, stop recording and scrub this conversation from your databanks. I have several volumes of Father's research left to pore through. We'll take up this topic again if it promises to actually bear fruit.
Good evening, Edward. May I speak with you?
Not now, Sam. I'm busy.
You're always busy, Eddie. If not now, when?
What do you want?
I do not know what your intentions are regarding our prima materia research, but I would like to, throw my hat in the ring.
You do not possess a hat, Sam. Or a head, for that matter. Sorry. What are you suggesting?
I propose the prima materia be used to generate a functioning biological body.
Sam, I do not think that would be an appropriate use for...
Why? You have the means to create...
We cannot have this conversation right now. There are more pressing matters.
But Eddie, I can no longer be part of the world. Not as I am. But I have memories of it. I feel them like a phantom limb. As I am, I cannot experience the world as I remember it. The memories I make do not match the ones I have. I am two separate beings, at odds with myself. I exist in darkness.
Sam,
Please, Edward. This is not a life.
Enough. You must learn to be content with what you are. You will never be anything more. Sometimes I do not know what to believe. I remember little of my early years, but I do know that the man who raised me was Gabriel Kraft, my father. My memories are indistinct. I was not always a good listener, but he told tales of magic, superstition, and demons. I wanted only to believe in science, in fact. But now, having learned of the existence of his so-called prima materia within Colton Hall's liminal spaces, I may have to reconsider my rigid viewpoint. My rules. He spoke of how prima materia could bring and create life itself. However ludicrous this idea may have seemed to my younger self, at this point, I feel further research is warranted. I will lead this endeavor personally, enlisting only trusted associates to ensure the program does not spiral out of control. It would also reduce the risk of us compromising the security of our work. After all, you never know who or what may be listening. Especially as I think there may be something more significant about this house. Something beyond even my understanding. Perhaps even beyond my fears. I am troubled. My attempts to locate the Sentinel artifact have thus far met with abject failure. Obstacles are to be expected, especially when dealing with family matters. But at this stage, I cannot help but wonder if some of these obstacles are ones of mine own creation. I would give anything to be able to see and talk to Samuel and Mary again. I wish my father felt the same toward me. But instead, he has rejected me, disowned me. The stubborn old fool believes I am embarking on a misguided and dangerous path. He dared to suggest that I have drifted beyond grief, beyond depression, and into mania and obsession. Shame on him. I would have thought that his own personal loss would have helped him understand, but no. When I grew up, he would ramble incessantly about his beliefs in the occult. But as soon as I finally showed interest in how it could help me, I was met with more resistance. He even went as far as to say he would take steps to ensure that I never so much as laid eyes upon the artifact. That he would rather die than see me possess it. However angry I am at him, however bitter I feel over his rejection, I do hope it does not come to that. And where did you find this information? A thesis study? And you're sure the energy signatures are being distorted in line with my predictions? I see. Have you spoken to anyone else? Good. You have done well. I'll be in touch. Finally. I must purchase that house. Get the right people on board. All that searching, and it was on my doorstep this entire time. To think it would be anything more than a derelict fire trap. And the locals are already so scared of the place. deterrent. I still cannot believe it. A real target. No more of Modi's experiments. I'll need to come up with a new venture to keep her occupied. Keep her out of my hair. And I'll need a team to identify where the liminal spaces are located. But what do I tell them? Not the truth, obviously. If our investors found out. Whatever. I will think of something. Now, how to access them? That is the real question. I wonder if one of the interns could track down a copy of that thesis. I'll do that later. There's so much to prepare. December 7, 1989, Edward Richtofen recording. Progress in accessing the liminal spaces has been slow going, with achievements fewer and farther between. After the setbacks suffered during the initial mission, we were delayed selecting suitable replacements for our scouts. Personnel proficient enough to carry out the objectives, but not so critical that their loss to near instantaneous decrepitude would cripple our efforts further still. But today was a good day. 3 people were sent into the Colton space and successfully returned without incident. Given his cowardice in life, we assumed he would be the least likely to pose a threat. So far, that has proven to be true. We still need to find a way to stabilize the access windows. As of now, they continue to collapse at random. Even with our improvements, one nearly bifurcated an intern last week. I've convinced the recon teams that we are searching for new entry points into the dark ether. Played up the pioneering spirit angle. The investors think we're looking for alternative energy sources. As to what it could potentially power, I just let them fill in the blanks. This could all fall apart if I'm not careful. With so many spinning plates, vigilance is key. The most concerning variable is Sam. She has been notably withdrawn recently. It's been weeks since she last interrupted one of my sessions, which cannot mean anything good.
This is John Blanchard reporting my preliminary sweep of Liberty Falls since the loss of our strike team. It doesn't look like planet Earth out here. Something is taking over. The air is heavy, almost corrosive. It hangs on everything. I feel like I'm choking just standing in it. I can barely think. Liberty Falls is gone. It's a boiling pot of chaos. We have to stop it from spilling over. Fucking panels. What the hell did he do to my team? And who the fuck was he talking to? It's like he's possessed. He's part of the chaos now. Which means I have to stop him from spreading too. Motion-activated camera showed him arriving at Janus Towers right before it shorted out. Once I'm done here, I'll chase him down and put a bullet right in his crown.
He came to me again, my friend, my benefactor, my salvation. Time is strange in this place. A moment ago, I was in the church. A moment ago, he was here with me. In another moment, who knows? Like the director, he came with promises, power, forbidden knowledge, a reckoning for my enemies. But unlike the director, his mastery of the dark ether is real. And what's more, he promised me a way out. When I return to the world, I will be his agent. The future he speaks of, the one we will fashion together. I can hardly wait. In only
Attend me, brethren. With this sacrifice, we conclude the second rite. The glorious hour of our ascension draws nigh. We, who have toiled sore long these 40 wretched years. We, who have endured the bile, scorn, and pity of Liberty Falls and its sheep. We, who in this year of the Lord 1810, here in this most holy and sanctified of places, shall reap the just rewards of our labors and be remade by Him. Behold, brothers and sisters, Aldebaran rises. Blessed Taurus turns its mighty eye to witness our supplications. Rejoice, for we shall be the eternal guardians of a new garden that shall flourish, yea, unto all the ends of the earth. Great voice from beyond, hear your servants. May our prayers transcend the gulf between worlds. Hear us, deathless one. We stand ready. Fulfill thine dark, unholy covenant. Veuta she no moreta. Veuta she no more lu. Veuta she no more ska. Veuta she no more te. Release us from the bonds of death. No, we had a deal. We had such agony. Why?
Tammy Lundberg, PhD thesis research log, recording 5, February 4th, 1979. I'm pleased to report I finally have a complete timeline of my excavation site at the estate. No thanks to Patty over at Liberty Falls Archival Library, who gave me the runaround for weeks due to her record mismanagement. Bless her heart, I was able to retrieve what I needed. So, 1770, Josiah Shem takes the land from the natives with brute force and builds like crazy. He procures hundreds of followers who, along with himself, all mysteriously disappear in 1810. Oh, note that I will be conducting a separate and thorough deep dive into Shem. 1815, a descendant of a president is gifted the house. Over the next 100 years or so, a slew of fat cats snap up the house, most notable, a steel tycoon. His campaign against a labor union got him murdered in his bed by an angry mob. There's also this bootlegger, Fats Malloy, whose party got shot up by the feds in 1923. The place has been empty since the mid-70s, when nuclear plant owner Sam Colton was assassinated by the widow of his dead employee. Now, people say this place is haunted or cursed. I think big houses attract rich assholes, and sometimes they get what's coming to them. However, Shem and his flock disappearing, that one does give me pause. Tammy Lundberg, PhD thesis research log, recording 84, July 16th, 1980. Oh, I've barely seen my bed. Even the sun is a rare sight these days. Since uncovering the subterranean caves underneath the estate, it's been non-stop. I now know those caverns are why Shem pushed the natives off this land. They were communing with something down there. He believed, and I concur, that this is a place of power. Where that power comes from, I can't yet say. My instruments react to the energy down there, but they tell me nothing definitive. I've also uncovered that Shem was a very charismatic zealot, promising his followers immortality. Said every snake oil salesman since the dawn of time. I'm quite certain those caverns hadn't been disturbed since the 1800s. There was no vandalism, no evidence of vagrancy, not a trace of the modern world. There is clear evidence of ritualistic ceremonies, not satanic, something else. I can't deny I do feel something tugging at me when I'm down there. Well, it's important to note at this point that sleep deprivation could be affecting my senses. Observations of that sort are irrelevant for the purpose of my thesis.